Hey ho, and welcome to my next Let's Talk episode. Today I'm playing the Restoration Shaman and I'm in the Spires of Ascension. This is my item level 220 already, and I'm still playing with the legendary that my Earth Elemental is surrounded by Earthquake. And here we go. Today's topic is some comparison, or maybe the main differences between live server runs and MDI runs. And in the internet, here on YouTube, I found a really interesting video from Naguura. It's from February 2021, and the title is "Should the MDI format change? My thoughts and ideas on the competition." And there's one point at the beginning, and it's exactly the same opinion that I have, that the people, especially the tanks, tend to copy the playstyle from the MDI runs, and especially the pullings or the pulls. And this is usually just horrible because, well, in the MDIs they pull like 2 packs, 3 packs, 4 packs, 5 packs, maybe even half of the dungeon. And well, it looks so easy, it looks so nice, and it looks, yeah, it's just amazing. And people, especially the tanks, tend to copy that. And well, the thing is, these MDI runs, of course, when the people start to practice that, it's not on live servers, it's on designed servers just for practicing. So they don't need a key or something, so they just go inside of the dungeon, pull something, and even if they wipe, then they just reset the dungeon and play it again and again and again until the pull works perfectly. And it can take like thousands of hours and thousands of tries until this big pull works perfectly. And well, while practicing that, then they know exactly when to use their stuns, they know exactly when to use their interrupts, they know exactly where to use their offensive and defensive cooldowns. They know everything. Everything is really well and just perfectly designed. But here on the live servers with random groups, you don't have that. It's not designed. You don't even know how experienced they are. You don't know how they react. So it's just too risky, and it's just horrible actually to copy these kind of pulls. So just don't do that. And yeah, at the end of the day, people, well, if you try to copy these MDI runs, then yeah, it's just painful. You probably just wipe, and then yeah, you have like bad mood or something. Maybe some people are leaving the group, and then the key is over. And this is just bad. And yeah, you can't reset everything, so you have one chance, and if you fail, then it's over. Don't take the risk, just play it clean and smooth. And this is actually the message I want to bring here again for this in this video. Don't copy the MDI playstyle, just play it clean and smooth. And I will promise you, and you will see it in this video, and this is actually why I published this video, you will see it here, even without proper damage, even without like perfectly played situation, it's still in time. It will be an in-time run +15, so it's a partial achievement for the Keystone Master, for the KSM. And yeah, it's played clean and smooth, just pack by pack. And well, at the beginning we had one bigger pull because we had cooldowns at the beginning, but besides that, it just yeah, safe. Just played safe and clean and smooth. And you will see it here, it's just nice. So now we have the first boss already. It's by the way, it's a +15 key, I mentioned that before, I think. And the affixes are Tyrannical, Inspiring, Necrotic, and Prideful. So it's still season 1. And yeah, so the bosses have a little bit more HP. That means we have here, of course, Bloodlust here for the first boss. We have Prideful buff from the manifestation, and of course we will we'll use our cooldowns here. So just bring him down, or them down, as soon as possible. And as you can see here on the right side, this is the damage area in the details. And yeah, well, the damage is not that high actually. Usually people have a lot of burst damage, especially in +15 keys. Like 10k, 12k, like Moonkins have like 20, 30k, Affliction Warlocks have like 20k or something. But a lot of DPS, but here, these guys over here, the damage is not really nice. It's not, well, it's actually really low. Yeah, but as I said before, it will be an in-time run, and yeah, just because the people played it clean and smooth without major mistakes, except for the second boss. I can say that already. But yeah, we are still on the first, so let's mention that. Oh, yeah, got hit by that. Not lethal, but still a lot of damage taken here. Lucky for me. And yeah, boss is down. So again here, details area like 4.4k from the Hunter, 4.2k from the Elemental Shaman, less than 4k from the Rogue. At least I could help something with 2.7k DPS because the tank himself has a lot of self-healing, and yeah, that's why I had a lot of time to deal damage. Just great. So another thing here is, this is really nice actually, the tank separated these two packs. So there's one pack here, this is this now, and one pack here on the end of this area. So I have seen a lot of times that people pull these two packs together, and it's just horrible, just a pain in the neck. Don't do that. I really recommend to separate these two packs here. Of course, it will take a little bit longer, like 20 or 30 seconds. But yes, said before, maybe it's longer, but it's just less risky and yeah, just nicer to play. Yeah, especially when the incoming damage from just one pack is not that high, the healer is able to support with damage, and this will actually save some time as well. Well, why we pull these two packs in general is just because of the route. So after the first boss, we just went on the left side to pull these two packs, and then we go to the right side, and this is just perfect for Tyrannical, that we have the pride buff for the second and the fourth boss as well. This is just great for Tyrannical. So another thing here is, well, this tank is actually quite strong, especially as a druid. A lot of self-healing, self-sustainability, self-survivability. So he has like 5 or maybe even up to almost 6k HPS. So I don't heal anything so far. Yeah, the druid is just has a lot of self-healing here, and this is why these two packs are possible. I have seen a lot of times that tanks pull these two packs together, and well, they can't survive that, and I just need to spam like healing surge and everything, all my cooldowns, just to bring the tanks up, and this is actually just horrible again. It feels so wrong, and well, actually a tank mistake, because I think maybe the tanks think like, okay, everybody is pulling these two packs together, so I need to do this as well. But this is actually bullshit. If you can't handle these two packs damage wise, then please don't do it. It's not a must to, or like have to, or something that you need to pull these two packs together. No, just be clever, be smart, just pull what you can handle. Don't put your hands in the life of your healer. And yeah, it's just bullshit. Don't do that. Be smart. Yeah, anyway, let's go ahead. Pride buff is down. Sorry, Manifestation of Pride is down. We have the Pride buff here. And I've seen a lot of times that people pull these two packs together. So this pack and this other pack here with the two Goliaths. And this is actually another really bad thing. And this pack here is hard enough, and just use your Pride buff properly to bring them down as soon as possible. And after that, please play this other pack here on the left side just separately. It's so much nicer, and for me as a with random groups, I think it's already a great success when you are able to interrupt all the fists. So you have 2 Goliaths, so you have 2 fists from each Goliath, so you have 4 fists in total. And yeah, if you are able to kick, to interrupt all 4 fists, then it's already a great success. And this is enough. This is enough for random players. And here, yeah, we had the 4 fists and 4 interrupts here. This is a details area for the interrupts, and this is nice. Again, this is a great success already for random groups. Really, really great, and no need and absolutely not necessary to do a big pull here just because you have a pride buff. It's just bullshit. Don't do that. Just separate them and then celebrate yourself when your party was able to interrupt all the fists. This is how it should look like. Of course, different from MDIs because they pull probably all these packs here together, but it's not necessary. And again, all these MDI runs are well designed. You can't design something with random groups. So, these 3 guys down, and then we can go ahead. So as you can see on the right side, there's another spear. A Curian could have taken that, but we don't have a Curian in the group. And this is actually another thing. I think I mentioned it before. Well, it's not only about the MDI in total and the practicing, and of course the resetting of the dungeon, and like, yeah, design these pulls over and over again. It's also about the class setup and of course the covenant setups. So everything is just perfect to do big pulls, which they are able to play that in these MDIs. But here we don't even have a Curian, so that we don't have the spare and the dungeon advantage or the covenant advantage for the dungeon. And well, this is another thing why we are a little bit limited. And yeah, here's even the message from the tank: no big pull after. Yeah, no Curian, same thing I mentioned here. Yeah, it's really, really important that you adapt your play style to the things, to the situation, to the setup you have. And yeah, this is a really most important thing when you play with random people. It's always about adaptation. Of course, you have some routine, and of course you have your well, probably your steps are similar for each run every time you play it, but please widen this routine a bit. So include some kind of if-thens, maybe, like yeah, if this happens, then do that. If this happens, do that. It's still a routine then, but it's a little bit like the bigger horizon in which you can handle the situations or like the circumstances. And yeah, this is actually a thing where I mean, a lot of people are really, really good people. As long as everything goes well, they're really good and they know what to do. But as soon as it goes hectic or something, or like chaotic or something, or when the setup is not nice, then it's just horrible. And yeah, this is actually a thing a lot of people can improve, that they widen their horizon, that they widen their routine to play different circumstances. Yeah, healing wise, especially for the Shaman, at the moment there is not much to do. Actually, I have all my cooldowns ready, and it means I can just deal damage just to support the group. As I mentioned before, the DPS in this group is not that high, so I think every DPS the healer is doing here is just a great support for the other players. Okay, so the last pack in front of the second boss, and yeah, here I recommend to CC, to crowd control at least one guy. Which one is not that important? Probably here this healer guy is really nice. You can polymorph him, or maybe some like zap him or something. A lot of possibilities. Just make sure one is CC'd. Okay, so as a healer you can purge this healing here. Always stand behind or like next to beside the big guy because of his cleave. As long as you do so, it's not that much to heal, especially in Tyrannical weeks. And yeah, just deal damage if there is nothing else to do. As you can see here on the left side, I work a lot with Riptides, so I have 4 active right now. It's just great. It's a great initial healing and a nice hot healing over time effect afterwards. Of course, I keep Earth Shield active all the times in the tank. This is just great. So another manifestation of Pride is coming. Just perfect, as I mentioned before, just perfect route for the Tyrannical weeks. So we have the Pride buff for the next boss here behind the pillars, and we will use Bloodlust, of course. Of course, we will use our offensive cooldowns, and well, the goal is to bring this boss down as soon as possible, because if not, then the whole area will be plastered with these black orbs, and this is just horrible to play. And yeah, well, in a few seconds you will see this is just a messed up situation here. DPS is super low for this dungeon. After the Pride buff and after the Bloodlust, then it feels like the boss HP is not going down anymore. A lot of people will die in this fight, and a lot of people will get hit. There was one hit by the orb, and yeah. So it's not only the orb damage, it's also the bleeding debuff here. I've got it a few seconds before, and this is just a lot of single target damage input here for the party. And then when the people fail with the orbs, yeah, a lot of people in the air now, they got hit by the orb. So even me now got hit by the orb. And yeah, a lot of people in the air. It just messed up. So this is not how it should look like. A lot of damage taken here. You can see that in the details area. And well, now no Pride buff anymore, no Bloodlust anymore, and it's just, yeah, it seems like the boss HP is not moving anymore. Yeah, now the group is even separated, so we have a Elemental Shaman and the Hunter here. Yeah, well, actually, this guy was out of range. Yeah, a lot of orbs now. A lot of, oh, this was close. And the bleeding, so I dropped already. And this guy's down as well, and I'm down. Fuck. Okay, a lot of messy things. I can use my reincarnation. The tank used combat resurrection for the hunter, but still the hunter is somewhere here in the nowhere. Should try to come a little bit closer so I can heal him, but yeah, okay, he's dead again. Damn. Okay, but let's try to nuke the boss down anyway. Ooh, this was close. Last 20k HP, come on. Okay, we've survived that. This was not a wipe, luckily, but yeah, the DPS at the beginning was just horrible. This is not how it should look like, but at least we were able to nuke it. This was not a complete wipe. Okay, let's go ahead with that. But of course, damage should be higher. But as I mentioned before, this will still be in time, even though, yeah, nice sentence from the tank. Yeah, but I think the next few steps we won't have that many fails anymore. So I turn a little bit backwards actually, just to show it again. So we have here, so this is a hunter now, like 120k from the orbs. Yeah, the shaman, like, oh, the rogue even like 200, almost 240k damage by the orbs. This was really not that nice. Well, really hard to heal that, and the people fail with the orbs. The bleeding debuff itself is dangerous enough, especially in Tyrannical weeks. Anyway, let's go ahead. So we have another guy upstairs. After that we will skip a lot of trash packs. For this guy here I will use my Fate Transfusion combined with the Cloudburst Totem again, because the party, the AoE-Damage from this guy is quite strong. So I just use my Fate Transfusion to deal damage, just save the damage into the Fate Transfusion, use Cloudburst Totem, then I use my Fate Transfusion again for the healing explosion, and this is saved in the Cloudburst, so I can use my Cloudburst Totem again and to bring the guys up. It was like almost 4k HPS with just a few global cooldowns, and of course a lot of DPS. 2.5k DPS is just nice. Well, actually we have a rogue here, we could shroud that to skip this pack here, but well, you can use invisible potions or like Warlock, Portal, or like Venthier, Teleport, everything. Just don't pull this pack over here, and after that yeah, just pull these spare guys and walk behind this pillar here, so they just come together, so you can AoE them down. I supported the group with a capacitor totem here. Just nice. So another pack on the other side is a similar thing, and all good so far. So after this boss, anyway, we don't have another pride buff, and we don't have your bloodlust for this fight, so we just need to rely on our own offensive cooldowns, and it's just the best time to use it during the anima recharge. And as a healer, well, because there's another adaptation again, because I expect really low damage for this fight, and the boss has actually really high HP, and I just need to adapt in form of rate healing actually. So I just use my healing wave to save mana. So usually in mythic dungeons I don't have mana problems as a restoration shaman, so yeah, I just can use my healing purge, but at the beginning of this fight I adapt to rate healing, so I can I prefer using my healing waves because they're still strong, a little bit longer, but of course it saves a lot of mana actually. So here's the anima recharge. The boss takes a lot of damage now, so this is exactly the point where you should use your offensive cooldowns. Well, but this group, as I mentioned before, the DPS is really low actually, and yeah, this is why I use healing wave to bring the guys up. But again, as long as they play it well, especially with these orbs here, we can handle that. Just a little bit longer fight. And as long as you have mana, then you can handle all that. So, okay, yeah, exactly. Always come together when you are marked. So the explosion and the orbs are on one spot and not separated here in the whole area, which is just nice. So we have one spot here on the right side, one spot here. So it's super organized, not hectic and not chaotic, which is just perfect. Well, the playset is perfect. The DPS is horrible, actually. And this is why this boss fight takes forever. And actually, I think at the beginning of this season, this boss had like almost 4 million, like 3.7 or 3.8 million HP. I think he just got nerfed, so he just has 3.1 million. I'm not that sure anymore, but I think he had more HP at the beginning of the season. Anyway, so he's down now. Yeah, I don't need to say more about the DPS, and let's go upstairs. And mana wise, yeah, just fine. Not OM, not out of mana. Still a lot. So even if this fight had taken like 4 minutes or 1 minute more, I was still able to go ahead healing because of my mana. It was just nice. Okay, so now we are upstairs, just 3 more mobs, then the manifestation of pride, and then the last boss. We still have 12 minutes, so it's a really great time. And well, here the first mob is not that dangerous as long as the tank turns him around. So as a healer, you can just deal damage now. Yeah, again, like almost 2k DPS, like almost no healing necessary. So of course Earth Shield and Riptide on the tank, but that's it. Really nice. Same thing for the second mob, actually. We pull here the second mob on the left side. This guy has his or her spear. You need to avoid the spear, of course, and these bolts from the spear. As long as you avoid all that, so with well precision, when you position yourself properly, then you don't get hit, and as long as you don't get hit, then it's not that much to heal. So this is just nice. Now here's another spear right now. So in this area I will be safe. It's just perfect. So just the shaman got hit so far. This is just nice. And well, a few seconds and down he is. So last mob actually, and yeah, people should use. Oh damn, I got hit. So this is how it looks when I got hit. And well, usually people save cooldowns for these mobs and for this mob here to bring him down as soon as possible. With Kyrian and another spear, you can stun this guy a few seconds. So this is a great support as well. But as I mentioned before, we don't have a Kyrian in the group, so we need to fight this mob without a spear. And well, it's still doable. On fortified weeks I would have used Bloodlust for this mob, but in Tyrannical weeks it's not that necessary. It's still doable without Bloodlust. So down he is. And the manifestation of pride is spawning for the 100%. trash mobs in this dungeon, so it's just perfect manifestation of pride for the last boss as well. Perfect route. I really recommend this route for Tyrannical. And well, as I mentioned before, all these pulls were just perfect. Like most of the time we just separated the groups, packs. So much safer, so much less risky, and yeah, all good. Okay, Manifestation of Pride is down, so we can engage the last boss. Well, not me, but the other shaman use Bloodlust here. Actually, I can't recommend that. My recommendation is that you well, you need to adapt your playstyle again to the intermission phases. So the first phase is till 70%, and for this phase you have the Pride buff. And after the after the intermission phase, phase 1 is from 70 to 40%, 30%, so it's a 40% gap, and this means yeah, you can use Bloodlust there. So you have 2 burst things, just 2 burst abilities for each phase, and at the end, like the last 30%, you have your execute phase, or a lot of classes have their execute phases. So yeah, you have something for each phase. This is just better, or this is just my recommendation. When you play like this here, like Pride buff and Bloodlust, so you have very fast phase 1 actually, till 70%, but now you are in a deep valley, damage valley, so this part here takes much longer, this phase, and yeah, this is why I recommend that, to separate your burst abilities. Okay, so everything is still doable. Just be careful with what you are doing with this charge here, with the debuffs, with the void zones on the ground. Of course, the positioning to go into the bubble here, to the bluish bubble, and the when the detonation is coming, and as long as you do so, then it's fine. Yeah, just nice. So here, debuff again, I can dispel myself. And okay, this is actually the positioning I mentioned just a few seconds ago, as I go a little bit backwards again. So we have the shaman is here and the bubble is here, so it's a long way from the actual position of the shaman to the bubble, and actually here the detonation is casting, and now he is in trouble, so I think he can't reach, and bam, yeah. Now he got he got hit by the explosion because he was not in the bubble. Yeah, this is why the positioning in this fight is really important. Of course, go a little bit outside of the bubble if you have the debuff. So when you dispel the debuff, then you spawn these void zones on the floor. So it's just nicer to leave these void zones outside the bubble, but of course don't stand far away, so positioning is really important. Okay, so another intermission phase. Yeah, if necessary, yeah, I use my ascendance here. I think I wouldn't use that anyway, so just use it here better than no usage of your cooldowns. Bring them up again. Of course, Riptide is super strong, some chain heals as well, Cloudburst Totem, and yeah, if there's nothing else to do anymore, then go ahead dealing damage. Oh, the Hunter actually was quite close, but he did it in time. Very good. By the way, in time, we still have almost 5 minutes left. This is just great as well, and as I mentioned before, even well, except of the second boss, this run was really smooth, really clean, not perfectly played, but still good enough. And yeah, here this is overall damage data. Like even the highest DPS class was like 4.6k DPS, and this is not nice. I mean, like plus 15 keys. They have usual DPS players have like at least 5k, maybe even 6k, and they have seen like 7k DPS already. So 4.6k is not that nice, and this is actually rank 1 now. It's a huge gap between rank 2 and 3.6, 3.5k DPS is just too low. Sorry for saying that, but this is it's not nice for plus 15 key. Should be better, but still, as I mentioned before, even with these low numbers of DPS, it's still doable in time, and like a partial achievement for the Keystone Master. It's still doable in time when like as long as you play it clean and smooth. And this is really my recommendation for every random group on the live servers. Please play it clean and smooth. Don't take the risk. Don't try to copy things from the MDIs. MDIs is different. MDIs is designed. MDIs is everything is perfect and practice thousands and thousands of times. You don't have this in random groups. And please don't fill up your Ignolis just because of stupid polls and to expect too much. And well, enough said of that. Let's go a bit more in detail about my damage as a Restoration Shaman. So of course, Lava Burst, yeah, almost 40% of my entire damage. Chain Lightning, of course, for like a lot of AoE damage. Flame Shock, the dot, really important for the procs and yeah, the damage as well. Earthquake, so this is a legendary impact for the entire DPS of the dungeon. And Fate Infusion, again, this is a Covenant ability, really great. And actually here the Conduit dot is also really cool. So, and then thank you, Druid. Compliment, thank you for that. And yeah, this is a healing thing for the dungeon. So Riptide with a little bit more than 1/3 of my healing surge as well, some emergency healing as well. Fate Infusion, so this is a healing from the damage I mentioned before, from the Covenant ability. Chain heals, of course. Cloudburst totem is really nice as well. And yeah, the healing waves, of course, for the third boss, just to save some mana. And well, I think that's it. Damage taken, interrupts for the dungeon. Oh, I just had 4, but yeah, I think it was good enough anyway. And yeah, I think that's it for the dungeon. And if you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please leave some constructive comments in the comment section below. Feel free to share this video with your friends and your family maybe. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.